also some downside risk to 6.5 here.
And I'll put inside that analysis that 8 is a good buy, 6.5 is best buy. So if you're not interested in buying at 8, you put your buy order in at 6.5. So if it catches that little lean, now you're shooting for that $10 to $12 range. If you don't mind taking that $1.50 of downside risk and you have more money to add to it, or just ride the position to achieve your 10 to 12, you're staying within the confines of the system.
Yeah, actually, you reminded me of something, Todd. Can you cover when you give a neutral rating on a forecast? We've had some subscribers in the past who would say, hey, I got this forecast from you, but I really don't know what to do with it. You're not giving me a clear direction.
All right. When I do a neutral forecast, it means instead of just saying it's not a buy or a sell because the stock is not a good company, it tells me that you have exactly equal upside and equal downside within the 17-day cycle. And those neutral readings are going to come more often on the 3rd to 5th day and the 11th to 14th day. So when I put neutral in there, I'm also going to put in there that don't act today. Here's your buy price. Here's your sell price. You want to trade at the extreme levels from that neutral deviation. So if you want to go long, you're not buying it today when it's reading neutral. You're putting a buy order in there at a price that generates and maximizes your profit. The same thing on the sell side. If it's neutral today and you're long, then you want to put your sell price in at the price that I'm projecting it to move to on the upside. So while I might have put a buy recommendation on a stock on the first day of the recommendation, and today another client or a subscriber comes in with a recommendation and I put neutral, well, my first subscriber got in on the right day. I'm not going to tell the next guy to buy at 3 points higher when it's reading neutral, unless it's saying buy it because it's going 3 more points higher. So at points of neutrality, ride the current Pro 17 signal, but also be prepared that it has a downside component to it. And I try to define what those component or factor numbers are.
Okay. Todd, if we have a few more minutes, maybe we could just pull up some charts on a couple of stocks. We give people an idea of.
Yeah, let's do 3 stocks, and then that'll kind of give them an indication. Just something random.
Okay, let's do. Let's see. How about Wells Fargo, WFC?
Okay. Wells Fargo, right now, this slope in here, mathematically, this is a negative slope. This is a transition to positive slope. That slope right there is a result of this bottom to this top. So it converted to a positive slope at this point, which instead of this becoming a ceiling, it becomes a future floor. So when we were on our conference call last week, I believe it wasn't this past week, but the week before, I told the subscribers on that day right there that this stock is going to gap up and it's going to somewhere between 20 and 24. The very next day, it did it. And it had nothing to do with earnings or anything else. So there is continued upside potential right now to 22 to 24, and if it closes above this 200-day average, it'll fall into a new cycle, but that'll probably be at the top of a 17-day cycle. So start counting right in here, and on the 17th day, it should be somewhere right in here. And then it can pull back all the way down to 18 again, but Pro 17 will identify that on the 17th day. Let me see where it's at in the cycle right now. I'm looking into what I write to the subscribers. Right now, we are in the 3rd day of the 17-day cycle based on Pro 17. Our price target was met at 20.
Can you just, so people can see it, can you pull up that forecast? Can you put it on your screen here?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So this is what I see. This is the stencil I use, and this is what you're going to get on your forecast. We had a right now at $20, price target met at 20, that's where we have a neutral component. We've already met our price target. This is one of those scenarios. I have Pro 17 indicates, this is on the 16th, stock's in a consolidation period. That means it's achieved its price and it's going to trade sideways. There is downside risk to 16, upside to 25. Buy on pullbacks. So actually based on a close on Friday, if we go back to that, it's starting to generate an additional positive breakout, which is a failure to fail formation, and it should generate that $24 to $25 number. But since we're in the third day of the cycle, I can't, unless somebody re-requests the stock or a new subscriber comes in, you're not going to see another recommendation on this for a while.
But you could see it looking at your what you said on the 6th. That was a heck of a call.
Pro 17 indicates a positive convergence and positive slope shift. You may have positive trends. That doesn't mean it's a buy signal. You may have positive slopes. It doesn't mean it's a buy signal. But in combination of a positive behavioral convergence and a positive slope shift, is a mathematical formula. There is a 1 week there, and then I define there is 1 week sell signal here, but the stock is a buy at 12 to 14. So I'm discounting some of it because I'm letting you know that one of the 5 major components is generating a sell sign, but it's a very weak one.
So on the 7th and 8th, that stock was trading around the 14 range. Could have gotten in there then.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
And let's go back to the 29th. Pro 17 indicates a positive convergence forming, and the slopes have shifted positive, but buy at 14 to 15. There is downside risk to 11 to 12, which is where it pulled back to. Ultimately, sorry for the grammar, upside potential is showing up to the 25 range in the next 3 to 4 months. So I'm trying to give guidance for a little bit longer term and let you know that each one of these pullbacks is a buy signal. So if you look, and now you can take, and if you're a Wells Fargo trader, you can look at all the dates and time. You pull up that date, you look at my language, and you find out, all right, did it say what he said it was going to do or not? And when you're in this system right here, you just click on it, and it brings up that image right there on that particular date and time. So right here at the bottom, it shows you if we're open the position, where we entered in, and where it is. It shows you where we originally entered in here on April 8th at 8, and we sold it at 20. It's a nice return. If we go back to one of our archived, you'll see that we picked it off very close to the bottom, and Mike has record of those if you ever want to question what we did. But you're going to see whatever the latest action was is going to be right here.
Todd, can we do another one? Can we do Visa?
Yeah, let's do Visa. Visa. Okay, let me pull up I want to see what I wrote on this because I just did this the other day.
Yeah, we had one on the 7th. Yeah, why don't you pull up what you wrote on the 7th there.
Yeah. Okay, there's your chart. And right in here, there's a longer-term slope shift is positive. There's a little bit of negative slope shift here. So what I call this point in time, this is a major behavioral convergence for the stock. Inside this convergence, you're going to see in the MACD reflected there, you're going to see a couple cycles up and down. And this point in time, I call it's a pressure point. And I look at it 2 ways. 2 bodies of water are coming together. The dominant body is going to win. So if a raging stream that has floodwaters and it comes in and hits a major body of a river, it affects it a little bit, but it doesn't change the general direction of that river at point of contact. Way down the stream is where it affects it, one way or the other, because of the mass of that convergence. There's a lot of water analogies in how I do this. The fact that it's got a midterm positive trend but negative slope tells me that there's